My feeling about Fury Wilder is Fury beat him the first time, was given a draw, and Wilder landed his Sunday punch, which is devastating. In the 12th round, Fury got up, survived. I thought should have won. It was a draw. The rematch left no doubt as to who the better heavyweight is. Partly that's because Tyson Fury outweighs Deontay Wilder by like 50-plus pounds. He's also the better boxer. So we could watch Fury and Deontay Wilder again before we get to see Fury and Joshua. But I'm hopeful we get to see Joshua and Fury before next summer. That is the best heavyweight fight and the biggest fight that can be made right now. The winner would be the undisputed champion by any measure in the heavyweight division. They're both really good. I think Tyson Fury has demonstrated he's better recently, but not long ago. Joshua was the rising power and considered the champion when Fury looked like he had retired. That is a great fight for boxing. The styles match up well. They're huge guys. Joshua's a puncher, an Olympic super heavyweight gold medalist who just won back his title. He came back from a knockout loss to win back his title. Fury is the biggest personality in the sport. I love it.
I mean, I love and I understand the business behind this, why you have to agree and make these deals well in advance. But it makes me nervous, especially given what happened to Joshua in the Ruiz fight. Like, I'm not a boxing purist or analyst like you are, but I was excited about Anthony Joshua. He was an undefeated, big, muscle-bound fighter that seemed technically sound, and then it all went off course when he lost to Andy Ruiz. Like, I'm not as high on him anymore after that loss. And the same thing could be true. And I know you believe that Fury will win against Wilder again, and you believe he outboxed him in both of the last fights, but he could possibly lose. We all know that Wilder has that punch, so I guess it just makes me nervous to have these decisions made and these plans made, and they're trying to get us all excited for something that may not pan out. It might come to be that Wilder wins, and then we want to see Wilder versus Joshua, but then we got to wait to see Fury versus Joshua first. So, like, all that to me is confusing. I know you know boxing better than me. Go ahead.
I would just say it's slim odds that Wilder could beat Fury. He always has a puncher's chance because he's the most devastating right-handed puncher you're ever going to want to see. It's just freakish power. But Fury outboxed him the first time, coming off a long layoff where he gained 100 pounds, had a drug problem, had suicidal ideation, the whole thing. Came back with 2-0 fights, and then fights Wilder, who'd been active and excellent and was starting to peak. And I thought outboxed him in the first fight and got up from the knockdown. Like, Wilder landed that punch. Fury got up. But they called it a draw. In the next fight, Fury said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to beat him up this time. I'm not going to box him. And he did that. He walked him down and mauled him and knocked him out. It was not a competitive fight. So I hear what you're saying about Wilder's puncher's chance, but here's the thing about Anthony Joshua. I never thought he was going to be a dominant champion type who never lost and made you think he's the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. He's an exciting fighter because he's vulnerable. And so he will tend to be either a little overrated if he's on a nice little string as he was, or a little underrated. You know, if he gets knocked out and has to come back from it. And I think right now, Joshua's a little bit underrated. He presents a difficult package to overcome for most heavyweights. Now, I think Fury would be the favorite, and for good reason. But Joshua has gotten up from knockdowns against Klitschko to score a knockout himself. He's beaten Joseph Parker and other really good fighters. Parker had beaten Andy Ruiz. Joshua is a really good fighter and an exciting fighter, and that, to me, is the biggest fight in boxing that can be made right now. And apparently, in principle, they've agreed. Fury versus Joshua, summer of next year. I hope they can do it sooner.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.